Blissful afternoon, beautiful people. We'll give a few people enough time to come in and chat on this lovely rainy day. I don't know if it's raining where everyone is, but it's raining here. Trying to light me a Palo Santo if anybody burns. Greetings. Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to our live. We're actually a few minutes early, but thank you for being the first two. Thank you for being the first two here at our live. Feel free to introduce yourselves or say hi or where you're chiming in from. I greatly appreciate it. My name is Natural. Welcome to our live. If this is your first time here, we're happy to have you. Thank you for being the first three. Please hit the like button as you come in, if you would. Just a way of supporting the channel. Don't cost anything. Welcome to our live. Welcome to our live. I hope you're well on this lovely rainy day. Is it raining where you are? Where are you anyway, if you care to mention where you chiming in from? Good old Palo Santo. Does anybody burn Palo? The best smell ever, the best scent. I love good scents. I love nice scents. Welcome. Welcome. We're going to give a few people enough time to chime in and join us so we can have a great conversation. Welcome to our live. If it's your first time, we're happy to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. If it's your if you've been here before, then thank you for returning. I'm gonna try to. If you've been here before, thank you so much for returning. I'm gonna be sitting here creating some beautiful jewelry while we're having a an amazing conversation. And I was a few minutes early, but we'll at least get a couple people in here and then we'll just start chopping it up. Yep, so welcome. Do you mind sharing what state or country you're tuning in from? If you would. You don't have to give us your name if you don't choose. We'd be happy to. We just like to address people by their names. You know, I'm a stickler with names and the pronunciation of names. We usually have quite a few people on here with different names from different cultures, you know, that may be a bit confusing for others to pronounce, but welcome. We happy to be here. I'm Natural, if you don't know me. Natural, Nokukanya or Mutesi. I answer to all three of them. Nokukanya is my South African name that they presented me with. When I stayed there with, you know, amongst the village people for what, 2 years? And then Mutesi is my Rwanda name, East African name. I'm so honored, and Natural is my government. So we answer to all three of them. Yes. So we had kind of fell off. Welcome. We our lives are always on Monday at 4. But because I'm in America, you know, when you shift from one country to the next, it kind of throws you off. So I think the last live was Tuesday, and then I missed the whole week. I said, how did that happen? Because I take such great pride in meeting with y'all one day a week, you know? Yes. Hey, Chrissy. Chrissy Miller. How are you? I am wonderful, impressed. I am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking. I am. I am. You know, my heart is a little broke. You know, if you see the beautiful picture of the beautiful sister that I put on the profile page of the live or the cover page of the live, she transitioned and she's just meant so much to me. And she's over on the island. You know, normally when I leave America once a year and go home, somebody always transitions. That's special to me. And but this time it's, you know, on the backside. This is a sister I met in the island, and we're gonna kind of not so much talk about her today. Well, this live is in honor of her. So I'm sitting here, I got my hands in copper and just creating stuff, you know, and healing crystals all around me just because I'm creating beautiful pieces of jewelry. And it's going to be kind of in honor to her. I'm fine. I was just listening to you about, and you telling your nephews that. Oh, such powerful words. Thank you so much, first of all, for your love and support. And thank you for hearing the message. You know, and I just spoke to one of those nephews. One of their Earth days of the day. They're celebrating my nephew Ronald, and I just got off the phone, and he, thank you so much for reaching out to me. And I try to stay in touch with all of them because they got to know, you know, our young men, they got to know. Well, me and my nephews are really close in age. Not saying that I'm not young, but we're really close in age. We're not far apart, you know. Well, I might need my glasses on. But anyway, yes, thank you so much, Chrissy. Thank you, you know, for checking out the videos and just for the love and support. You know, I appreciate that. You know, I thinks about when I first started YouTube channel, and for anybody here, oh, it's just look like it's just you and I. No, it's another person. Greetings to the other person. Wait a minute, I forgot my tea. My tea. Hold on one second, please. Okay, thank you for holding on. Um, okay, I was reading Chrissy's. She said, "I'm fine." Oh, you were listening to the message I was sending out to the nephews and the powerful words. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Empress, just for chiming in and being able to identify. You know, most of my sharing, I don't believe in wasting my breath and my time and energy, but most of my sharing uh, is meant to do just that. You know, empower somebody in some way, because we so grateful over here. You know, so that's why we do YouTube. I think I was saying something about I'm always trying to support other. If you have a YouTube channel here, that's what I was saying. Please put it in the chat so we can support you, because we just believe in support. Cheers. Yes, got me some nice hot moringa tea. Okay, sorry to hear that. Yeah, thank you so much. Listen, you have a beautiful spirit. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you. And you know what? I don't take it lightly, because this is a second chance at life for me. You know, my mother used to always say, you only get one life to live. If my mother was alive, I mean, she can hear me. I believe in the spirit. I would have to disagree with her, because this is a second chance for me. Chrissy, this is a second chance, I'm telling you. And hey, I kind of blew it on the first one. But apparently I didn't blow it that much because the creator saw fit to give me another chance to be able to carry the message for somebody else, you know? So I'm excited. I'm excited. But the sister that you see, her name is Leah, and she transitioned. And normally it's when I leave here and I get back to the island of Grenada and somebody say, somebody passed away. And I just be like, I have to process all that because one thing about living international, living foreign, once you ask for that gift and you're blessed with it, I've been blessed to be able to live foreign now about 20 years. About 20 years. And it's more to it than just living in another country on a lovely island, basking in the sun, laying on the beach all day, creating your own business, sustaining and generating your own funds and streams of income. It's so much more than that because you have to build communities. You have to connect with people because human beings need human connection, you know. So you got to acclimate yourself into communities and different cultures and possibly learn languages. And I've had the amazing, how can I word it? Along this journey, I've had the amazing experiences of connecting with some of the most beautiful people in this world. I'm telling you, I have amazing people here in America, and I also have amazing people in my life around the world. And I've been in Grenada 10 years, and I'm telling you, this one sister, that face you see on that cover, from the very first day I laid foot in the country, I'm telling you, you ever met somebody who connects? Like I can feel your connection. I can feel some of y'all's connections right here through this. If you into your energy and if you understand energy, you can feel, hey, Damali, hey, Queen. Greetings, Queen, welcome. We talking about those spirit connections and how you can meet people and automatically connect with them like you've known them forever. Like I can feel some of y'all just like that. Well, that's how it was when I met this sister. Now I moved to Grenada in 2016? It's 2025. I believe this is my 10th year. Did I add that up right? 16, 25. My 10th year. 10 years. I never saw it coming. I can't even believe it's 10 years. But anyway, she had a booth outside my window. I got my booth early. I ain't waste no time. I went down there acting like I was a local and introducing myself and pulled my phone out and showed the lady in charge of the market at the time photos of my work. And I said, do you have a space for me? She said, follow me. I couldn't believe it. I had never been in that country before. I'm talking about when you're in the right place, the right time. So I went down there. I'm creating jewelry while I'm talking to y'all. So I followed her and we got to this booth. And so after I got set up in my booth, I'm setting up and I'm by a window and I'm looking out the window while I'm hanging things up and seeing how much space how I can work with this small space because the booths are not that big. Well, I got a bigger booth now. A lady passed away this past year and I asked them, could I have her space? So I got two sides now I can stretch out. But for the last 9 years, I had that little space, you know, and I was by that window and some amazing things happened by that window, y'all. I'm telling you. So welcome. I see a few people coming in. Welcome to our live. Please, when you come in, if you could just hit the thumbs up, just a way to support and show some love. That's all. Don't cost you nothing. Just hit that like button. Thank you so much and welcome to our live. We're happy to have you. So I sat by that window. Well, I didn't sit there. I was always there because that was my booth. That was my space to create and design and sustain myself. Y'all, I always wanted to be part of an African marketplace. I'm telling you. So I'm not a mall person. I ain't going to the mall, walk up down no mall with you, unless the mall got some fabric shops and they sell some really good fabrics because I make all my clothes. But I want to see handcraft. I want to see people getting jiggy with it, you know. So after I'm setting my space up, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, because I never been a part of a market. And I was like, how I'm gonna do this? I had the product, I believed in myself. I was a little intimidated by island people because we was always taught that island people were very crafty, and we all know that they are. They're working with coconut shell and calabash and all kinds of stringing these little tiny beads that I'm like, what? Ooh, this is hot. So after I got all sorted out, y'all, got all sorted out, and I was looking out my window, and I seen this sister kept kind of looking over there, and she would kind of sometimes wear her locks. She was really nice. She was nice. She was stylish. She was much younger than me. Beautiful spirit, mature spirit, not immature at all. And thank you guys for the thumbs up. Thank you and welcome. And so she ended up waving, and I ended up greeting her back. And then when we got a little closer, because she had a bar set up, and then after they kind of rearranged after COVID, they rearranged the whole market. They took her bar down, and this sister, they never really gave her a space again. Some people kind of got jerked. See, I'm inside the market, so I'm telling you, I'm looking outside. Outside is where, you know, people can hang, people can hustle, and it's getting it on outside the market. And we caught each other's eyes. She all them African earrings, that continent Africa earring in her ear that you see on that picture, it was always in her ear. And you know, I am Africa. So if I see you got anything Africa on you, hey, I want to have a conversation with you, because I know you either know something, or you coming to know something, or we just need to have a conversation. I love embracing my culture. So we end up connecting, and we just end up connecting, and we never disconnected. And so when she didn't get presented, see, we ain't going so much here to talk about her, but I want to talk about her character and what she stood for, because I don't just invite people in my life. I've made a few mistakes, invited a few people into my life that had no business. You know, we had videos like that, allowing people in your space that they ain't got no business in your space. However, this sister was well deserved of my time and my energy, and I'm so grateful that we connected the way we did. I talked to her mother the other day, because they just called me. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that makes me so grateful too. Let me read what Damali has down here. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry, I got tea and water going on. So Damali says, I set my alarm. I know that's right, Damali. Did you set your alarm clock? Set my alarm. She said I couldn't miss another live. Yes, you can feel the great energy of great spiritual connection. Yes, you can. See, that's why I love Damali. You got to know about energy and connection. And when somebody's supposed to, I'm telling you, this sister was a real one, whatever that means. I'm telling you, she was pleasant and kind. She was a hustler to the bone. Let me tell you what happened. This is what really turned me on about it. I just told you they never really gave her a space again. She had a little bar, and they tore all that down after COVID, kind of refurbished the place, built it back up, and some people got left out. Like all those people that were doing nails and hair. Wait a minute. Let me see. Natural, I have a question. Wait a minute. Let me read this first. Don't let me forget where I'm at. The people, nails and hair, the people got left out. We're going to hold on right there. Chrissy said, Natural, I have a question. More so related to spirituality. Okay. I know someone who believes in or should say Egyptian spirituality. Yes. And wait a minute, I ain't got my glasses on. And he believes in the ancestors. Yes. I held up my ancestors all the time. I am seeking them out just as well as I'm seeking out the Creator. And I'm gonna tell you where when I really began to when I went and lived in South Africa 2 years. Yeah, our ancestors should be acknowledged because they're the spirits. They're the ones who have paved the way. But anyway, we'll go there. He believes in the ancestors, so do I. Will that be considered God's praying to past humans? Well, not really past. That will come. Let me finish reading it first. Past humans. I mean, they were humans. Yes, they were. I argue that because I'm a Christian. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you who I follow, first of all. His name is Dr. Ray Hagins. Now, we ain't going to, this could be a whole nother video because I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday. So Dr. Ray Hagins, I don't know if you guys know him. If you do, you can put a little, I know him in the chat or whatever. If you don't, check him out because I love to leave it up to everybody to get to their truth. But one thing I know for sure about me, we were raised on a lot of misinformed information in the name of religion. Okay? Please leave up the video. I need him to listen to this. Okay. Yes, lots of misinformed information. Now, it was not the fault. Our ancestors made a whole lot of mistakes. But guess whose responsibility it is to do better? Us. It's up to us to seek the truth. I wouldn't suggest nobody sit in front of nobody and just accept the truth of what they're giving them because all that we thought was the truth, I don't want to say we, I'll keep it on me. All that I thought was the truth and teachings around all this stuff we're talking about, 90% of it was misinformed information. I'm sorry. It just was. Now, I've been to a lot of sit downs. We didn't call them sit downs. They were informational, under the tree, under the tent. And I'm going to give you some names. Ashra Kwesi. Ashra Kwesi. At the time I sat before him at one of his, I don't even want to call it a workshop. I'm going to say teachings because these are people, these names, Dr. Ray Hagins, Ashra Kwesi, these are people who used to call themselves pastors and they were Christian pastors. And now, when I met Ashra Kwesi, he had been teaching. I met him on the island of Antigua and Barbuda. My ex invited him over and some other people to teach us. He didn't just come to teach us. He came and told everybody, bring your books, whatever you believe in, your Qurans, your Bibles, you bring them. And then he came with the things that they used to pull down in school, the projector things that the teachers would pull down so we could see what they were talking about, the information. Okay. He came to teach. Okay. And he showed us where the footnotes were there, but the whole section was gone. Nobody's going to teach you this kind of stuff in church, and not one Christian. I'm sorry. They just not. Chrissy said, yeah. He just told me he heard about Kwesi, Ashra Kwesi, and Dr. Ray Hagins too. So Dr. Ray Hagins used to be pastor. He does not allow you to call him that anymore. He's a teacher. Okay. And he no longer wears that cross around his neck. He wears an ankh, which is the true cross. But I like people to do their own homework. I would never do this, what I'm doing now, because religion, the only reason I'm doing it because spirituality is involved. But religion and politics, I leave it up to people because we were raised on a lot of misinformed information. But how about it was all they had? They gave us what they had. We have to acknowledge our ancestors because they have paved the way. They have paved the way. They paid the price under the name of religion. Because all the 600, 700 years they were doing what they were doing to us, we don't want to get into that. It was all in the name of religion. That's why they would be reading the Bible to us, because they wouldn't allow us to learn how to read. See, those ancestors paved the way. They're spirits now. We have to acknowledge them because they're the ones that's guiding us. We come from them. They live inside of us. They're going to guide us to the right and to the left. So when I lived in, wait a minute, let me read some of y'all's. Okay, hold on. Oh, let me go back. Okay, Quasi. Okay, Molly says, nothing wrong. Where are my glasses at? Oh, here they go right here. Okay, Quasi said, I'm saying Quasi said, okay, Damali said, nothing is wrong with acknowledging your ancestors, but nothing comes before the Almighty. Absolutely. The Almighty, the Creator, Jah, Jehovah, whoever you want to call him. See, I believe in one God, many names. I don't even get caught up when people say Buddha, God, Jah, whoever you, Jireh, whatever, one God, many. He's so powerful. Y'all ain't going to get me on here doing this. We're going to go another direction. But that's okay, because this is Leah. Me and Leah used to have these conversations all the time. Today it's about her and her spirit. She's an ancestor now. Yes, she's after 3 days, you're an ancestor. Oh, that tea is so good. Okay. And nothing comes before the Most High. Always remember where and whom you came from, but the Almighty is always, always first. And when I'm seeking permission, I'm seeking permission from the Creator. And then I'm seeking permission from my ancestors. Those are my two guidance, because they ain't gonna never lead you wrong. They want you to make better mistakes than they made new mistakes. Make new mistakes. That's what they want you to do. You can't ever forget where we come from, what they've been through. And that guidance is in you. That's the thing. That thing is in you. And yes, we are gods and goddesses. You will hear me refer to y'all in his image. What is in his image? I'm not going to be looking to the sky for nothing. In his image. In his image. That's you, me. That means that's why the body has the ability to heal itself. That in his image. That means you and me. That's why we can identify as gods and goddesses. Greetings, goddess. Greeting, and our kingmen should be addressed as gods because it's in you. We're talking about something that's in you. Like they can take us out of Africa, but they can't take the Africa out of us. I don't care if they stole us. I'm just giving you an example. Stole us, stole our language. This is a white man's language. We shouldn't be speaking this. But guess what? You cannot. That's why when I was in Africa, I cried the entire 2 years. They kept saying, Natural, why you? No, they said mistress. They call teachers mistress. I was a teacher over there. They said, why are you crying now? Because every time I watch them dance or go, or do something to make some kind of move, I said, I move like that sometimes. I was able to identify with every single thing in Africa on some level, but I had never been there. And I was like, what is that? Because it's in me. In his image, what does that mean? I mean, really, in his image, that means you're a goddess. There's a certain way you must move and act. That's why we got to love and forgive. If you never go to church ever again, guess what you must do? You have to love as if your heart has never been broken. You have to forgive, not for the person, but so your life can be better. Because that's his image. That's what he would do. That's why we got to do it. And if you don't forgive, you ain't got to forgive. But if you don't, watch that sickness and disease come on in your body. You got to do it as if you're it. You are it. In his image, ain't nothing coming out the sky to get you out. Y'all can go here and keep looking up there for stuff, but ain't that what? It's in you, goddess. Yes. Spirituality for me, somebody said to me, Natural, you use the word spirituality a lot. What does that mean for you? I said, all of it. all of it, and its contents, all of it. Yes, because if we go like this, somebody's responsible for that air. Because if somebody come and choke my neck and cut it off, blow a couple breaths, honey. The Creator and the ancestors. I will wake up my ancestors for an issue. I will wake up everybody when I'm in trouble or when I'm confused. I'm waking up everybody. I'm saying, Creator, I need you. Ancestors, I need you too for this one. Absolutely, we must pay homage to the ancestors because people put more. Now you talking about humans. How about people be giving more praise to the pastor and helping him buy more Lamborghinis and Cadillacs, and they be home with their electric off? Is that no human being should be given that type of praise. You do what you can do. I'm so glad that I know what's that thing they say you got to pay and give 10% of. Tell me at the church or something, your tithes. I'm so glad that I knew better. See, once the Creator fixed my life the way I asked him to, I said, I want to live foreign. I don't want to live out there. I want to live international. I want to live, I want to go to Africa one day. I didn't ask 2 times. I didn't know he was going to send me to South Africa and then East Africa. I want to do these things. Now, I thought I want to live on a beautiful island and just lay back under the palm tree and get 2 master's degrees. I thought that it was just the gift of living on an island. No, you got to touch people's lives, goddess. You got to, because as powerful as I am, yes, I can come down there and do all kinds of things, but he going to use you. He going to use me. I am a goddess. And if you listen to all the stories of the people around the world, when they come back to me and say, Natural, wow, I never forget you took me to my first, or you was the first one, or I felt so empowered when I left you, or just come to me and break down crying. I don't know why he be using me like that all around the world. I don't know when Leah transitioned in Grenada, my phone started ringing in America, because I'm doing the work of the ancestors. Oh my. You gotta get me emotional, sister. Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. It's not religious. For me, it can be religious for whoever it want to be. It's a spiritual journey. Everything I do is a spiritual journey. That's why we got to do the next right thing. That's why we got to live right. It's something called right living. And I used to live a certain way. So earlier, I think before you came on, or maybe it was just you and I here, Chrissy, we was talking about, it was something as my mother used to always say, you only get one life to live. I just don't, this is another life for me, y'all. I'm a grateful, recovering addict. My life was over. I thought I would die using drugs. I'm here to tell another story and help people and breathe life into people. People got stories about me all around the world because every now and then they'll text me or they'll call me and they'll say, I just want to thank you. I had some students, you gonna get me emotional, sis. You gonna get me emotional. It's spiritual in nature. I was never so happy once I figured out that the Creator that I serve did not demand that I need to go sit in a certain building on a certain day of the week just to receive his blessings. That's not my truth. Because see, he set my life up to live all around the world. Not going to no churches, but you're going to do your work in the villages. You're going to do the work in places I need that people won't go in. That village you lived in with no electricity and no running water for 2 years, I couldn't get nobody to go in there. I'm going to send you in there, Natural. Call back to South Africa and KZN, KwaZulu-Natal right now and ask them about Nokukanya. And they're going to say, Oh gosh, we wish we could have her back now. Honey, they gave me my flowers. I've received my flowers while I'm living. You know how we wait till people transition and then you start telling them good stuff. I'm so glad I had time with Leah, the sister on the cover. Me and my ex-husband, y'all know I'm 10 months divorced. Welcome. If you just come in, we just talking about the goodness of life. I see a few more people up there. Welcome. Please feel free. Try to catch up, try to follow us. But we just talking about the goodness of the spirit of life. That's what we talking about. And it ain't got nothing to do with, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. It just don't. It's just about doing the next right thing, being good, not just to yourself, but to someone else, being more selfless opposed to selfish. I'm trying to figure out how to be friends with my ex-husband opposed to, I don't believe we were meant to be in each other's lives, but do we have to be hating each other? There's nothing godly about that or spiritual. It's about getting your spirit right. So let me see. The Almighty's always first. Chrissy said, yes, I agree. The definition of ancestors is ancestors are the people in your family who lived before you, especially those from previous generations, such as your parents, grandparents. Yes, it's anybody. They don't have to be our family. Our ancestors are Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X. Our ancestors are a whole lot of people. Our national heroes are our ancestors. You know, and then once I got to, when I lived in South Africa, I lived in a village called KwaZulu Natal. Well, not a village, but that was the Providence. That was the section of. The village was Ngwavuma. And it wasn't too far. It was about 10 hours north of, what's his name? Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is an ancestor that spent 27 years. When I found out about him, I was 27 years old. They didn't teach us a lot in school about Nelson Mandela. They stuck to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They ain't really go no further. Rosa Parks. You know, and everybody around that. But so to live in South Africa, I was so excited to live amongst the Zulus, Shaka Zulu's people. And you know what? I watched the movie Shaka Zulu just like I watched the movie Roots. And I never really understood Shaka Zulu's movie. For one, they were speaking Zulu. Well, guess what? After I lived there 2 years, and then I came home after the 2 years and laid on the couch and watched the movie Shaka Zulu, how about I understood everything in there? I understood the polygamy, how the other women, the other wives ran Shaka, mother, and him away because she was the only one that could produce him this son. And he let it happen. And see, that's the problem. That's why polygamy don't go so well now, because the ancestors didn't do such a good job. The man wasn't supposed to let that happen. The man is the head. He wasn't supposed to let that happen. They ran her away. She raised Shaka on her own, and he became one of the best that ever did it. A true warrior. When the British came and attacked, our ancestors made some terrible mistakes, but it's our responsibility to fix it. We have to acknowledge them, because without them, we are nothing. They went through hell. I'm talking spit on. Ooh. We ain't even gonna go there. We ain't even gonna go there, sister. All I'm saying is we have to acknowledge our ancestors. It ain't just the people, because we don't even know it. We're stolen Africans. We don't know. We might have, our people might have ran down to South Africa. You know what they used to tell me in South Africa? They said, you are a Zulu. I said, because I'm one of the people who really want to know my lineage, right? I said, how can you say that? He said, well, for one, I've been studying history for years, and two, you look like every woman in my family. I said, well, you can't say it like that, sir. He said, yeah, you're Zulu, but I don't know. I don't know about that. So I'm telling you, it's in our DNA. There's no way we can go through life and not, because see, we had our own religion. We had our own culture. Remember, we had our own language. And it was not this that they're teaching us today. If I was anybody on this live, I don't care what we think we know, because it ain't over till it's over. I would go and study. That Ashra Kwesi studies African religion and African culture and religion. At that time, he had been studying for 30 years. If I was anybody on here, I would go back and do the work. It's some work to be done. We got to know who we are. We were stolen. We were stolen, all in the name of religion. They would have their way with us, cut our man's penises off, have sex with us, just to produce more and more and more and do what they do, kill off the ones that wasn't strong enough and keep the other ones. And they did that right over top of the Christian church. And we supposed to believe what they taught us. And had I not been to them lectures that I've been to, I wouldn't notice. If they didn't show me them footnotes at the bottom and them whole Psalms and Proverbs, that was gone. It was gone. And that's all we've had all our life, is another revision from another man. Listen, goddess, do your own homework. It's okay. And keep following who you're following until you get it right. I was in the presence of a guy today. I was at a meeting. And a guy broke down and cried because he said he had a spiritual awakening. He woke up feeling like he want to do something different. He said he's feeling like everything he was taught in life was not the truth. Of course, our parents did the best they can. They gave us what they had. And most of our parents was from where? Down the South, stolen Africans. Come on. We know half of that ain't the truth. Now, I ain't saying nobody knows everything, but let me tell you why I love hanging with around the Rasta community, around Muslims. I ain't got to claim nothing, but I'm just saying because they're into seeking the truth and they ain't going to stop till they get it. They read a lot. They have a lot of lectures. That's the word I was looking for. A lecture. Ashra Kwesi came to give us a lecture. Everybody was there, jam-packed. You had elders with long gray beards, came in there with their books, been studying forever, their Bibles. I call them Bibles. Everything, everybody had their books out. And the man pulled down the screen and was showed us the footnote. He said, now go find it. And we was like, everybody's mouth was wide open. See, our ancestors died for all these lies. We have to honor them come hell, high water. And plus, as Africans, we have powers inside of us that we don't even know about. And that's a whole nother topic that I could go to. Let me see. Let me read some of this. Okay, Chrissy said, but what about ancestors who have done bad? I just said, they made a lot of mistakes. There's good and bad in every package. I don't care what it is. You got pastors who molest children all day long. What about them? Some leave the congregation, some stay. We got incest in our own family. I'm a product of it. My brother, I was 9 years old. He was a grown fucking man. What we do? We got to go through life. I know, I just told you I'm a grateful recovering addict. That was the way I dealt with it. I used drugs. But today, the Creator gave me another chance at life. Them ancestors lifted me. They said that's okay because they did the same thing to us. You gonna fight natural. What about them? They still part of the world. Good and bad comes in every package. You're not all good and you're not all bad and neither am I. I'm not all good and I'm not all bad. It takes a lot to be able to say that about yourself because nobody wants to say, well, I'm this and I'm that. Yeah, nobody's perfect. They're all around us. You got good and bad. You got good and bad right in your household. You ever seen somebody have a good child and a bad child? Like a bad seed? The good seed and a bad seed? You be like, where did shit come from? Listen, good and bad come in the same package. Let me read that, what you said at the bottom. Hold up, Chris. You said, but what about ancestors who have done bad? Hey, should we be worshiping them? No, we don't really worship anybody. We honor them. We salute them. We pay homage to them. We respect them because they paved the way. But worship, that's a heavy word. Say John Doe ancestors were all murderers. Should one pay respect to that? Absolutely not. Because you know to take a life is totally against the law. But if that was the case, there would be no white people in the world. Look what their foreparents did to us. And it's 700 years later, and he's still doing it. There would be none. Do you ever question? Here's a good question for you, Chrissy. Here's a good one. How do they get to stay on top all the time? Like, it's 600 years later. We were born kings and queens. We're clear about that. No other set of race of people was born kings and queens but us. And we're the first people. The first of anything should be well respected. That's like your first sister. She's the matriarch of your family. Your first brother, he's the elder. Africans, and nobody respects us. We're on the bottom of everybody's shoe. How we born kings and queens and we at the bottom? You ever question that? You ever ask? Or was you taught to never question them too? That right there don't make sense to me. Don't question them. No question is a dumb question, and nobody knows everything. I would think whoever I'm serving would love for me to ask questions. That's like silencing somebody. They used to teach us, don't question God. Do you not question them, or you just go along with everything? I'm just asking because I want to know too. I don't proclaim to know everything. Who is the Almighty for you, natural Jah? Jah. J-A-H. And he's actually in the Bible, but you'll never hear a pastor bring up Jah as one of the names for the Creator. You'll never hear it. You ain't heard it yet, have you? You're only going to hear it at a roster service on a Friday night. You would never. It's in there. One God, many names. It's in there as his name, and it's all capital letters, capital J, capital A, capital H. But you'll never. I'm going to tell you what else you ain't going to never hear a pastor say. I'm not good at quoting things out the Bible, but there's one in there that says, for I have given you everything. What do you think the everything is he's talking about? He's talking about healing naturally. This stuff I got over here in this box that I bought from Grenada. Sea moss, moringa, soursop leaf. He's talking about all this. Good for cancer, good for seizures, good for, took me off of blood pressure and cholesterol, good for diabetes control, good for, I can keep going because they got 96. And he goes on to list all the herbs he's talking about. Even medicinal cannabis is one of them. You'll hear every pastor tear down medicinal cannabis, will not teach the people that this is a great way to heal naturally. So you want to take all that oxycodone, trazodone, ditidone, everything with a don and a dean that's going to kill you anyway. Make sure you have a problem if you didn't have one. He says, for I have given you everything. You ain't gonna hear him talk about it. I want to go wherever they talking about stuff like that. The truth, that's the truth. That's something we can all identify with. You talk about that kind of stuff, I might visit you. I don't care where you hold service at. But no, I'm not doing that to myself no more. Absolutely not. You stick to the thing so you can have everybody's mind twisted? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So there it is. Whoops, there it is. Okay, Molly says religion is for the man. Spiritual connection is the Almighty. You must always tie your navel. Wait a minute, I can't see the rest of it. Y'all got a lot of questions down here. Hold up. You must always tie your navel string to the Almighty. That is how you will know who you are. To know him is to know yourself. Know thyself. That's my favorite mantra. Love thyself. Heal thyself. Because guess what? It's in you, goddess, in his image. That's what it said. They ain't my words. I do believe is in me. Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Well, why everybody always looking up to the sky then? What's up there? Besides them blue clouds. They kill me. They done told us all kinds of stuff. Look up. Why? I'm just saying. Don't beat me up. To know yourself. That's right. It's to know him. That's right. Yes, Chrissy, thank you for the conversation. This is in honor of Leah. Leah would love this conversation. Yes, 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 yes. And that's all I wanted to do was have a conversation in honor of her. Damali says, yes, his image is how he made you. That's right, to be unique in your own way. Yes, no person is the same. I'm telling you, he placed everything in you to be like him. Everything you need in this life, guess what, Chrissy, is already in you. We be seeking all these outside resources. That's why the body can actually heal itself. But they done brainwashed us to think we gotta go to doctors and get them bottles that said take 2 in the morning, 2 at night. Let somebody give you some CMOS, some Moringa, Sarasat, be something you know. He said it. He said it. I'd give you everything. I didn't. And you ain't gonna trust this. You're gonna be held down with them damn pills, and now your feet tingling, and you can't get your mind straight. And I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So wait a minute. Okay. First, okay, wait a minute. Let me go back. I didn't finish this. He placed everything in you to be like him. I'm telling you. Yo, we got to get with this stuff. We got to start dissecting. And this is what Dr. Ray Hagins does. Go on YouTube, yo. Just check them out. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Check them out. And then maybe we can come back next Monday and have a conversation. Or we won't do the whole live, but we will include some of the conversation. And if you don't agree with it, guess what? Because I ain't agree with everything he said, because I've been raised with so much stuff too that I'm still trying to relearn. That we have to relearn. And I was like, what are he talking about? Well, honey, I sat down, thought about that thing, went, did some homework myself, came back, dissected again, listened to him some more. And I said, he got a point. He was the first to show how you should be loved unconditionally and forgive. And that's what we was just talking about. Thank you, Damali, for reiterating. It's up to us. We know what to do. That's why we have to do the next right thing. That's where that forgiveness, man. Don't praise the pastor. Praise God. There you go. You better. Because the pastors is human like everybody else. These pastors are carrying on these days. Hey, Peppo, welcome to our live. How are you? Hey, miss, I am wonderful. Okay, y'all doing good with the thumbs up today. Okay. Forgiveness and praises to him and only him. That's it. Only we have the power in us to connect to the Almighty. That's why we have the hardest fight. Absolutely. We have him to use 10 times fold. I love this goddess queen. Peppo said hi and bye. Okay, Peppo, please come back with us another time. I'm sorry we got carried away with the conversation, but the spirit is high here today. It wasn't me. It was Leah. Leah is here. See, I don't know if you've lost anybody. I can feel the chills going up down my arm. And you know when they're present. Listen, my mother used to always say, she knew how much I loved the Caribbean and Africa and different places, but we didn't have a lot of money coming up, but she did used to do a little betting and write numbers. My dad used to bet on horses, and they used to get their hustle on, you know. And she used to say, if I ever get some money, I'm gonna send you to one of them damn countries. That's what she would say. That's what she would say. That beautiful copper bracelet that came out of that conversation. So look at this one, y'all. Hey. Nice. Thank you guys. Thanks for the love. I see the hearts and stuff. Okay. Yes. But there is good and bad. There can't be 1,000 beliefs. There must be one truth. We just said one God, many names. See, he's so powerful, he really don't care what you call him. This is my take on it. Because you got people over here called, and that's okay. He ain't got no one name. He's too powerful. He ain't thinking about that. He wants you to more so have a relationship with him. He don't give a crap what you call him. You ain't got to call him nothing. How you relating with him? Is you doing the right thing? Is you going over here when I assign you to assignment, natural, and I put you in a village with no electricity, no running water? Is you going to do it? And you going to stay the whole 2 years, or you going to go like everybody else? They told me, natural, you crazy. Well, I mean, how I'm crazy? If this is one of the largest villages in Africa with the most elders in the world, and not in the world, but in the continent, and it's one of the largest, and they got all these youth with special needs. And I got the skills to go over there and change their life and impact their life in a way. Honey, that's an assignment. That's God work. That's God work. You ready to go to work? That's when you start checking your spirit. You get to see what you're made of. He want to know how you relate and how you going. When he assign you to an assignment, when your sister done shot dope for so long and somebody got to raise her 2 kids and you ain't in the mood because you ain't got no kids and you ain't feeling right, you gonna raise the 2 kids? That's the kind of God work. You ain't got to talk to me about no kind of religion. Watch how I live. It should speak for itself. You ain't got to go around doing none of that. It should speak for itself. It should speak for itself. I'm well pleased. I am. And I surely hope that the creator and the ancestors are well pleased with my work. I trust that they are. Because I ain't going to stop. It ain't just a gift of me being able to live in the islands. Everybody be all excited by my life. Wow, you do what people only do when they retire. I understand the gift. Don't get me wrong. But it's work to do where I go. I don't just get to go. It's work to do. That's why he saved me from active addiction. So people, sisters can still continue to walk up to my booth, because this is what happens. I be at my booth, creating and designing like I'm doing. Young lady come over there, just stand by my booth like this. And I said, are you okay? Can I help you with something? And tears just start rolling down their eye. The spirit will put you right. I'm going to send you over here to this grateful recovering addict, and she's going to help you. She's going to give you the hug that you need, the same hugs that people had to give her to get her off her feet when I lifted her from the muck and the mire and made her a bright, shiny, new person all over again. Now I'm going to send you a few alcoholic sisters on the island, and they come and stand like this. Who are you, sister? Do I know you? And he just start crying. That's it. Ain't got to say no words. Just watch how people live. Ain't nobody got to go sit in no building on no certain day of the week to receive his blessings. I know I don't, because my work is outside in another country. Foreign. I got to be outside to get my work done so I can get my blessings. Ain't nobody going to trick me no more. Okay. And there must be one truth. I believe there is one truth. Yep. But everybody don't got to do it the same way. It don't got to look the same way for everybody. I mean, I can do it the way you do it. I was at a meeting today, and it was about, I do another set of work, like a 12-step program, do another set of work to get to healing and all that good stuff, right? And the brother went blind, got his sight back, and he forgot everything. He didn't forget he was a recovering addict, though, but he forgot everything. And sometimes you got to repeat things to him. He had to keep asking the guy, what's the topic? But he was on point. He was getting it, and his message was good. He can't do it the way we do it no more. So his going to look a little different. So if you see somebody looking a little different and they praise in a little different way, they might not pray. They might meditate. I'm a meditator. I pray and meditate, but I'm more of a I will include you in my meditations. I will hold space for you, sis, but you are not going to make me think I ain't doing it right. It might not look like everybody else's. You make yours. I know I've always been different. I've always been different. Always. I was a young child trying to embrace my culture, but I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know what it was. I always make my clothes since I was 13. So I made my first outfit, sewed up the arm. Of course, couldn't stick my arm through it. Then I figured out, leave that part open and stick it through. And I instantly made a head wrap with it. I wear head wraps all the time. For the life of me, I'm like, at 13, what did I know about a head wrap? Because I don't even think Good Times and the Jeffersons had come out yet. And I know Helen and the girl Good Times used to wear a few head wraps. But what did I know? See, it's in us. We might be stolen Africans, baby, and we had our own religion. That thing's in us. And our thing was more spiritual than religious. It's just that they threw that other thing on us. And Yes. Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Let me see. Chrissy said, I'm sorry not to put in that space. Emotional. Just had the question. I'm so glad you asked it. Only reason I get emotional, it'd be good emotions. Because see, Leah is present here with me today. I can feel her. I'm into energy and spirit. I can feel her. She said, Natural, I love you and I'm safe. I really feel like she's safe. I feel like she's safe. So I thank you for that, Chrissy. I thank you. She with the ancestors now, and I know they welcomed her in properly. And I know they got it all beautiful for her, and I know they all dressed in white. Wow. Yeah. Hey, Damali says some ancestors who was evil and didn't get the right punishment. That's right. When the altar was destroyed, the devil continued, and they now generation. Yes. Embodied KP said, hey, Natural. Hey, Embodied. Embodied KP, welcome. How are you? Thank you for the heart. I love you more. Thank you. Chrissy said, Damali Life, okay, understand. Yes, Damali is a good resource. She really is. And I really, really feel her energy. I feel a lot of y'all's energy, but I'm telling you, there is a connection. Unless you change the generational curse, it will continue in your generation. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here to bring about change. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm here to bring about change. So you have to be very careful of who your ancestors were before you go giving them your energy to keep on living. That's right. Because it's not everybody. It's just like when I was a grade 6 school teacher in Antigua, we used to always talk about family, what family really is. And I knew these two students, a little scratch on my face. I knew these two students was siblings, but they always came from different directions. And I used to say, and so I asked them one day, I said, why do y'all come from different directions in the morning? They said, teacher, because my mom had, I think, 6 or 7 children. She couldn't raise all of us. So the lady up the road took 3 of us or 2 of us. And I was like, wow. So our definition of family changed instantly. Listen, even some blood relatives ain't coming around me. I got some of them living. Ain't no ancestor yet, living. Nah, you're too evil. Absolutely not. Now, I'm sorry. I had one friend, he used to say naturally, love who loves you. Love who loves you. All family will not have the same blood running through your veins. You ain't got to wait for no ancestor, baby. Some of the family members ain't allowed over here. What? Yes. So you have to be very careful. Listen to the goddess. Hey Mo, good afternoon, my dear queen. I see you are enjoying your cup of moringa tea. I am. You looking wonderful, my dear princess. Cheers, cheers, goddess. It's almost gone now. Mm, mm. Listen, y'all. It's a spirit thing. I'm living in a spirit world and I'm excited. And it took years for me to get to this understanding. Wait a minute, I'm looking for my copper. Hold on. Where my copper? Hold up, y'all. I want to be able to do this while I'm still talking. 1 second. I don't see it. Oh, this is crazy. I don't see my copper, the thin copper to put around the bracelet. Anyway, thank you, Mo. Welcome. We love you. The devil is a liar. Always so. It's always good to know who and where your ancestors came from and what kind of people they were. Absolutely. We have to know that because see, it's a lot of wickedness going on in the world. And we have to know these things. That's why it's good. See, we were stolen, but it's good. We can always go back and find out more and more. You take your time because this is a journey. We're on a journey. We were all raised. When I say we, I mean all 9 of my mother's children. I'm number 9. We're raised as Christians in the church. And we went every Sunday. We fell asleep every Sunday. And we just lived that way. And then I got older. And I began to want to know more. And it was always something about that way of life that did not sit well with me. I respected it. I honored it. Never disrespect nobody. Knew all the pastors went. They laid all my family to rest. They did all that. But it was always something about religion that did not sit well with me. I didn't know how to word it. I didn't know. And I started being around people that were more knowledgeable, seeking truth. Listen, that Ashra Kwesi I'm telling you about for 30 years, and that was 2007. It's 2025, and he had studied for 30 years then. So it got to be years now. I'm talking back on the Egyptian wall. I'm talking everything we're responsible for. They've made it look bad and made it against. It ain't it. Even that there you go. The symbol, the life symbol, the symbol of life, the womb of the woman, the male's anatomy, and the offspring. That's it. It's way back on the Egyptian wall. You got to do your homework. But they said, no, believe this. This is the original cross. It's called an Ankh. It's the truth, my truth. So, I'm just saying, but you gotta do the work. If you don't do the work, ain't nobody gonna know. Chrissy said, okay, the thing about truth, everyone has to find it on their own. Yes, they do. Nelson Mandela was a great man indeed. I know about my Black history. Wonderful culture. Wonderful culture. You got some people try to make him out to be a mean person. And Shaka Zulu too. Shaka Zulu killed his own brother. But you got to find out the story behind it. So, I got a friend that killed his own brother too, and they were really close. That mother had a lot of sons, but he walked in the house, and that one brother was beating their mother with a needle injected in his arm, hanging out while he was beating the mom. He's out of his mind. He killed him. The cops told him have a good day. See, you don't know the whole story behind some stuff. So they tried to call Shaka Zulu a murderer while I lived in South Africa. But I made sure I did my homework. He was the greatest that ever did it. And just like they did a number on us as stolen Africans, they did a number on them too. They could not connect themselves with me only because they did not know their culture. And it still ties into religion. So Mo says your mom was right about that. The old people know best. They are the ones I look up to for advice and have a blessed week. Much love. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Mo. Yes, our elders, our ancestors, they all, because see, they're walking libraries. They're very knowledgeable. They done been through a couple world wars. They done experienced stuff we might not even make it, because people ain't, I'm gonna make it though. I don't know. I don't know. The man is the head. To be honest, polygamy can't really work in this society with some females. I'm honest, that is not for me. Now that's another topic, Chrissy. oh, fun on here. You know what? Maybe in the next coming 2 weeks, I ain't even gonna go there on polygamy, because you know I got a couple videos on polygamy. I'm an advocate of polygamy. I don't push it on nobody. I'm talking about decent and in order. I ain't talking about no threesome. I ain't talking about no menage a trois. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about decent and in order. I'm talking about decent and in order. So, but anyway, well, wait a minute. You said you were a Christian. Hold up. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to tell you what I Grace say. Every man in the Bible had more than one woman, one wife. Now, how do you explain that? Why it ain't for you? It's in your book that you're relying on. Okay, now, in the next coming 2 weeks, answer me this, Chrissy. If I had a panel, we'll use StreamYard. That way you can bring in, I think you can have up to 5 guests on StreamYard. Would you be one of the guests? And we talk about it. There's no right or wrong. You believe what you believe. Let's just reason. Let's reason about it, because I got 2 nephews here who believe in polygamy. The last time I was home, you know, I come home once a year. My nephew said, Unnatural, I'm so glad I ain't got to cheat no more. I said, bring them to me. One was beautiful and chocolate. She was raised Islamically, so she kind of know what it is for a man to have more than one wife. The other one was like Dominican Republic or Santo Domingo. She was like kind of feisty. She was like an island girl and real feisty. The other one was real calm and accustomed, already knows. And they were wonderful. And I sat down and talked to them. I didn't really have my channel up and going there, but I wanted to interview them. So I'm saying, if I had a panel, would you be on the panel with me? I would love for you, and I'm going to choose a couple more. Maybe we'll try to have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, for and against, or you never know what's going to happen by the end of the conversation. Let's talk about it. And we can even bring in the fact that every man in the Bible, you're a Christian, had more than one. And I can tell you why I'm an advocate. Wasn't always. I personally lived that way twice. One is the one, I talked about both of them, but only one was healthy. I'll say that. And it's not for you. I understand, Chrissy. We're not judging you. We Empress, hey, we here, we reasoning. You are a Zulu and more Grenadian than some Grenadians. Chrissy said you're more local. You more local than some. You know what? It's funny you said that, because when I used to live in Antigua for 3 years as a grade 6 school teacher, my first husband, they used to think that I was the Antiguan, and my husband, because we was 30 years, he got deported back home, but he had been gone 30 years, but still he moved just like an Antiguan. But they used to think I was more the local and he was the visitor. And I used to be like, no, my husband is the local. I'm the Oh, that was sweet, Chrissy. I like that. I'll take that. Yes. Chrissy said there's a lot of tribal wars in society. It really is. It is. We got work to do. I'm loving this live natural. Whenever the Almighty is around, you must have conversations like this, spiritual knowledge, because it was in honor of Leah. And this is what I was trying to say. I wanted to invite her spirit in. I feel chills. I know she's here spiritually. She's no longer with us in flesh, but she's here. I can feel it, y'all. And this is her type of conversation. I'm telling you, she was so full of love, beautiful, conscious, ready to chime in on a conversation like this. Good spirited. I guarantee you, you would have gravitated to her just like we're gravitating to each other. I'm telling her spirit was high. And everybody don't have that kind of energy. Soon as you meet them, I don't care if you look in the room or not, she would have stayed right on over there. No, sister was nice. And she was a hustler. That's what I want to tell y'all about. Hold up, let me read this. Spiritual knowledge. That was Damali. Chrissy said, yes, I agree. I love those type of conversations and topics. So, Chrissy, is that saying you're going to be part of the panel? Let me know. I need to know because I'm going to set it up. And by the time I'm ready to send you the link, I need to know, Chrissy. Will you be Damali? I'll call it Damali's name, like she's in this room with me. I love y'all. Okay, I'm waiting for Chrissy's answer. Will you or will you not? Yes or no? Be on the panel. Okay, this is, who is this? Welcome. Artriac? Wait a minute. ATIRACH. Atriac and YTX. Hey, welcome. Great Goddess Natural, love and nature to you, sister. Oh, I love you. Love and respect. We're so glad you're here. I hope I pronounced your name right. That's a hard one, though. Atriac and YTX. Oh, my. Love and nature. I love that. Chrissy says, yes, I drink Sarasap leaves in the morning. I know you do. Natural stuff. That's good stuff. I bought a lot here for my people who had cancer scares or having issues with cancer or just need good detoxes and cleanses. I bought a lot here and it's almost gone. I got a couple more bags. I just shipped some to New York and Pennsylvania. That's good stuff, Chrissy. Keep doing that, please. Some of these GP don't take the time to sit with their patients. It is ridiculous. What is GP? Some of these, I get messed up with the little acronyms. This one guy, I was talking to this one guy on the phone. He had all kinds of acronyms. GP, YTD, ABS. I'm like, what is all this? I said, man, look, you got to talk straight to me. Talk about it. Says, what's GP, Chrissy? I'm old fashioned. Some of these GP don't take time. Tell us what that is. Akshay Raja, greetings. YTX, great conversation. Thank you so much. We are well over our hour. Y'all know we only do an hour. We're an hour and a half. I love y'all. It was a great conversation. I love good conversation. I'm waiting for Chrissy to let us know if she's going to be on the topic. We need people that oppose polygamy or acknowledge it and support it. I'm an advocate. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an advocate, and we need a few people that are not. If you've lived that way, if you just don't agree, if you've tried to cheat on somebody and you thought life would have been better if you just practiced polygamy, I don't know why people don't, because cheating don't even have to exist with us. That's not even a word for our culture, but we do it anyway. I would love to have a conversation. Don't make nobody right or wrong. We conversate around here. We don't do interviews. Chrissy said relationship with him. Yes. I am not caught up with religion. Okay. I hear you. I hear relationship. There you go. He's concerned about your relationship with him. I don't care about all that other nonsense. John Otley. Hey, John. I'm in America. Where are you, John? Yes, John, my friend. John said, I'm listening. John, we're so glad you're here. We're reasoning today in honor of a good, beautiful sister we lost that transitioned on the island. I don't know if you knew Leah, but her spirit is alive and kicking here today. Every time I say it, I can feel it up and down my arms. And this was just not so much about her, but just her spirit and her personality and her character and how we met. And she would have loved a conversation like this. She was in it. She was in it like I'm in it. She just loved great conversations, Chrissy, yes, I will be on it. Okay, Chrissy, you're going to be on the panel. Good, good, good. We're going to have a panel, y'all, and we're going to set it up. we're going to set it up. It's either going to be next Monday or the following Monday. Yes. Yeah, I know this is in the Bible. Personally, I don't like it. Okay, yes, okay, I hear you personally, and you don't have to like it. Let me tell you about not liking it. In South Africa, my best friend was Sister Sedujla. We used to have breakfast in the morning. I go up the hill to her house, or she come down mine, and I had been doing that for about 6 months. We've been having breakfast together every morning, and then one day I went up there. And she said, meet my husband. I said, what? Husband? What husband? I've been having breakfast with you for the last 6 months. Your daughter is my village daughter. What do you mean, your husband? She says, Natural, I have a co-wife. I have a sister wife. Now, this is about liking it or don't like it. My village daughter, I used to say, I asked her, I said, daughter, are you going to live this way when you're married and have children? She said, no, Ma, I don't like it. Now, remember, her mother was a product of a sister wife. She said, I don't like seeing my mom is too happy too often, too unhappy. I don't like seeing my mom sad. So she kind of thought Dad spent a little bit too much time with the other wife. Tell you, I hadn't seen him in 6 months. It couldn't be like that. You either going to be every other. And anyway, that's another topic. Okay. Yes, Chrissy said she'll be on it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. Yep. So Chrissy, all I'm saying, my own daughter didn't like it, and she was raised that way. She respects her father. They close with their father. She even took me to meet her other siblings, the other family. She took me there, and I was like, wow, I had never been. I have seen movies, I've heard people talk, but I had never been that close up. I got stories of being close up. And I was like, wow. And then I got another story. Maybe we'll share that when we do the panel. And that's the reason why I respect it, because of that other story that I would love to share with y'all. But we'll leave that for the panel. In my opinion, I believe there was more than one wife or concubine before the earth had to be filled and multiplied. And the ideal of polygamy was to leave no woman behind. So if a woman's husband died, or if a woman was single like me, look at how beautiful I am. I ain't got no business being single. So somebody might have to share. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Why am I single? So anyway, but I hear you, Damali, and that was the purpose. So nobody would be sitting. So, and it's always been a shortage of men. Always been a shortage of men around the world, the globe. That's why every time somebody have a son, I'd be like, yes, because we really need to raise them proper. And then we can talk about a million reasons why we short on our men. But most of them is got their pants hanging too low and they just, I don't know. Something is going terribly wrong with our men. But that's another topic too. Chrissy said general practitioners. Oh, general practitioners. When you go to the doctor. Okay, I got you, Chrissy. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. So listen, guys, we are well over the time. And it was worth it. It was worth it. We're going to hell up my sister, Leah. And we're going to trust that she crossed over nicely. And the ancestors welcomed her in, and the angels, they welcomed her in nicely. Because if I know nobody, and this is my truth, if I know nobody on the island of Grenada loved me, guess what? I know Leah did, and I loved her. So I'm going to leave y'all, but either next week or the week after, y'all going to be getting some kind of tech. Wait a minute, Chrissy, how we going to get in touch? Do you have a channel? How am I get in touch with Chrissy? Hold on. Chrissy, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. I'm looking at something, y'all. Chrissy, you might have to, because how do I get in touch with you? I need your email. Oh, I tell you what, Chrissy. At the top of my YouTube channel, where it say about, my about section, right at the top, it say about section. It tells a little bit about my channel. Click on the about section and click on my email and email me You have to email the links when we're doing StreamYard. Please email me, Chrissy. I'm waiting on you. My email is in my about section. And anybody else that's interested in being on the panel, please email me in my about section. Okay? I think we can have up to 5 people. Let's have a great reasoning session on polygamy. If we want to bring in the Bible, we want to bring in our beliefs, let's do it. And I'm going to try to find a couple guys that I know reason well. I wish John Otley would have told us how he feel about it. I'm going to inbox John. I know how to get in touch with John and get his opinion on it. Maybe he can be on our panel. We need intelligent people that's doing the work. This is inside work. These are big people conversations that some people don't even be talking about. So I appreciate y'all. I really do. Love and respect. And I so look forward to next Monday. See you at our next live. Have a good day.